Well, hello, my friends. My wife and I are going to continue with our love story of how we got together, her being from the West Coast, me from the East Coast. We left off when we met in Baltimore, Maryland at a minister's meeting. We're walking around with pictures and we met and we talked about that first night and how we held hands because the pastor, the preacher, the minister told us to join hands and pray. Wow, that was a cool night, wasn't it? Anyway, we made previous arrangements for her to come back to our house in Durham, North Carolina for about 10 days just to get to know each other. And would you just kind of share a little bit about those 10 days?
Sure. So we had a wonderful time, 10 days. Looking back now, we see how those 10 days were ordained by God. Some of the things that happened. One thing, they were preparing for Christian school the first year there in Durham, and I was just helping them and hearing about the program. Little did we know that when we began life together, we would be working in a Christian school. Also during that 10 days, I traveled with his family to Askewyl. The Dentons were going to present their ministry there. It would be their second time there, not knowing that when we began our life together, we would be living in Askewyl, not knowing we would spend our life together at Askewyl, but I went for the first time during those 10 days that we were visiting. So we had 10 days and Buddy took me around Durham, we had dinner together, got to know his family, had my first piece of pecan pie from North Carolina. And that was a memory for me because we didn't have pecans out west.
So when the 10 days was up and it was time for you to leave, I was pretty interested in this girl.
But you didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you, but I was pretty interested in this girl. But when the 10 days was up, you got on the plane. We didn't know if we'd ever see each other again. So just kind of give me your perspective.
Okay, so I was with him to say, "Oh, Cheryl, I hope we'll see you again. I'll try to come out at Christmas." But he was just like, "Well, we'll just kind of see." So I really didn't know. We had a great time together. But as I got on that plane, I remember I told him goodbye and all good spirits. But when I got on that plane, I thought, I do not know if I will ever see this guy again. And as I walked through, tears just started coming down. I don't usually cry too much in public. And the stewardess at the door greeted me and commented, must have been a tough goodbye. And when I sat down in the seat, I thought, there's no way I can make this work. And I gave it to God again. I've given many things to God, but that was the one I physically felt. I released it to God, 3,000 miles apart. I said, God, if this is going to work, it's going to have to be you. Thy will be done. So I just gave it to God and asked for his will to be done.
So I encourage you to give it to God, no matter what comes, what goes, give it to God. We're going to pick it up again on Tuesday. God bless you. Bye-bye.